How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my Resident Evil 4 Remake Collectibles guide. This is chapter 3. We are starting out back in the village square. The first one we're going to get is a treasure, which is the vintage compass. So this is our return to the village, which is pretty much at the start of chapter 3. Coming to this building, and now we have the small key to open this drawer. If you don't have the small key, you might want to follow my previous guides for chapter 1 and 2. They show the locations of the keys to open that. So next up we've got another treasure, which is the Velvet Blue. As you move forward, the clock tower is going to fall down and then you'll get attacked by some dogs. But after that, you'll have to come through here in order to get access to the church. So when you come in here, watch out for the bombs. Disarm that. And when you come in here, there's a couple of enemies as well, so watch out for them. Hop through the window. Be another guy right here. Just get rid of him. Quick roadhouse. And we can make our way into the church. We have the key for this now. Picked it up at the end of the last chapter. You do need to get that to progress through the chapter, so you should have it. And when you come in here, go forward, head to the right, and hanging from the roof is one of these lantern type things, and that's got the treasure in it. Alright, so next up we've got the first merchant request of chapter 3, which is Viper Hunter. For this one, you've got to find 3 vipers and sell them to the merchant. Make sure when you do find the vipers that you don't use them for health. There's the merchant, and the request is just on the wall opposite him. So we can get a viper real close to where we are right now. We want to go back inside the church. And over here, this box always has a viper in it. So smash it open, use your knife to get rid of the viper. And there you go. We need 3 of those in total. Alright, so next up we've got another treasure. This one is an elegant headdress. So we're starting outside of the inside the graveyard, moving into the church here. And you'll have a couple of cutscenes play out when you come here for the first time. Hunnigan will try contact you. And we're going to go around the side of the church. And keep following this path. And at the back, in this box, is where the treasure is. The next one we're going to get is the merchant request that's right next to this. So if you're just following along, just grab that and you've got this one. Because of people who may be using timestamps, I kind of want to backtrack and show the map and just work from a point on the map that is easily identifiable, which is obviously outside the church. So yeah, if you're following along one by one, you can just grab that. It's right next to the one we just picked up. But there it is. Grave robber. For this one, we've got to destroy the twins' headstones. I'll show you where that is next. Getting the grave robber merchant request done. So we're starting again just outside the church. We're going to go back into the graveyard. Look out for enemies that may be lurking around in the graveyard when you come back through. Come all the way back down here. Around this wall, and there's 2 gravestones right here with the same emblem on them. And you want to shoot out the emblem. And that's the challenge done. You just need to go and talk to the merchant to get your spinels. So next up we've got another Viper location for the merchant request Viper Hunter. Starting again outside the church. This is sort of along the main path that you have to take to progress the story. We're going to go through this door. When you first come in here, you'll have to break open this trapdoor. Drop down into it after opening it. Excuse me. Keep following the path all the way around. There'll be enemies here if it's the first time you've come here, so watch out for them. And this little shack on the left is a box, break that, and there's a viper inside. There's an area we're going to go to a little later that has a lot of vipers, so you can always get them all then. Look out for people sneaking up behind you like that guy as well. So next up we're going to grab the next merchant request, which is destroy the blue medallions too. And starting outside that shack that we just got the viper in, go along this way, drop down here, keep moving forward. We're going to go through here. When you come through here, look out for explosives right there. I had already deactivated that one, but I just wanted to show you where it was just in case. he didn't realize and ran straight into it. Yeah, and the merchant request is just on the post up ahead here. So next up, we've got a side achievement or trophy if you're on PlayStation. Help you towards that platinum. It's called Shield Your Eyes. If you've got a flash grenade, you can whip that out. And there's a group of crows just ahead of you. If you chuck the flash grenade into these crows, you'll not only get a bunch of loot for taking them all out, but you'll also get your achievement or trophy. I already had the achievement at this point, but yeah, we'll get to you if you do it that way. Next up, starting in the same area, which is the quarry. If you look up in this area, you can see this lantern hanging, and that has a ruby in it. Also, just up and to the left is the first blue medallion. I'll show you that in a second, but yeah, if you're just following along one by one, you can just look to the left of that and shoot it. Same area in the quarry, right up there. More difficult shot to hit, but there it is. Alright, next up, we are going to tackle the few shooting ranges that we get in this chapter. You unlock these as you progress through the game. At this point, you'll have 3 of them. It's up to you if you just want to leave them until later in the game and just do them all at once, or if you want to stagger them and do them as you unlock them, like I'm doing here. But we can do shooting range 1A to 1C. There's an achievement tied to getting S ranks. You don't have to hit all the targets to get the S rank if that's what you're bothered about. Just trying to get that achievement. You also get the coins that can unlock charms, and I'm pretty sure the charms you get are tied to the difficulty you're playing on, but the difficulty doesn't affect the difficulty of the shooting range. Alright, so all of this is straightforward on the first one. You pretty much just shoot the targets, aim for the skulls, which are a little bit of a more difficult shot. If you want to be super accurate with this pistol, you want to aim ahead a little bit, like lead your shot very slightly. Shoot that guy with the dynamite when he pops up. And this is the bit that's difficult. I like to aim about here when the bonus time starts. Make sure you've reloaded before you start attacking the targets. Shoot the skulls first, and then just pick off chests in between these floating targets. Like I mentioned before, you really want to lead these shots, especially this one, to hit that last skull. That skull is really hard to hit, but if you lead your shot a little bit and wait for the bloom to fully close, you should be okay to hit that target. A little bit of practice. If you try and aim on target, a lot of the time it'll miss, so just try and aim ahead a little bit. So right here we want to shoot the guy in the head without shooting the guy in the back because he has a skull on him. We're just going to use the rifle to take these guys out. Make sure you don't get a double kill on that guy in the barrel and the guy in the back, because you want to get all the skulls. Maximize those points. If you do hit every target and every skull, you get an extra coin for the charms machine. You can hit both of those guys in one shot. Same here. Just wait for him to line up. And this guy has a skull. We're going to shoot that. Look out for the sailor and hit the pirate in the head in the back. This guy, wait for those 2 to line up. Alright, so reloading my my sniper rifle here, hitting the skull, get the floating target next. I'm trying to prioritize the skulls. I'm pretty sure they only come across once. So tried to hit both of the targets there along with the skull. And there's the last one. That one's actually pretty easy. They may seem intimidating in first, but with a bit of practice, they are honestly not that hard, these first couple. I think out of these 3, the first one is probably the hardest. Some of them get pretty difficult later on. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to hit every target. You just have to get the S rank, so just focus on that. Shoot the barrel down on that first guy so that you can hit the skull that's hiding behind it. A very sneaky skull there, get you some extra points. Alright, so use the sniper to shoot in between the sailors and hit the skull on that pirate. And there's also one in the back left corner. You can get double kills on the guys in the middle and on the left, but the guy on the right you want to shoot in the head because he has a sailor behind him. Alright, so whipping out the sniper to shoot this guy in the head as he pops up. You can wait for him to come into the middle if you want to and just hit both of those targets at once. We're going to shoot the dude hiding in the barrel right there, and then let's get both of those guys in one shot. Whipping out the pistol here so that we can hit this pirate with the skull. And then you just want to take out these rotating pirates straight after that. Reload everything as soon as you hit the bonus time. And then use the pistol to take out the targets with skulls on them. Just missed a couple of shots there. Taking out all the chests with the pistol. And then hitting the skull that's closest with the pistol. The rest can be done with the sniper rifle. Try and hit double kills on these targets. You don't have to. You do actually have plenty of time to get all of these. That bonus time is actually pretty forgiving. So that's all the shooting ranges. Perfect scores. Got the S ranks, all the tokens. Hitting every target will get you all of the tokens. If you don't hit them all, you'll still get the S rank, but you won't get all of the coins. Alright, so next up we've got a Castellan. This is the third one we've found so far. We're back at where the merchant is. We're going to come down here and drop down the ladder. And over here, in this back corner, just up on top of this crate, is the Castellan. Okay, so next up we've got Hexagon Piece, Hexagon Piece A. This is for a little puzzle we're going to solve later on. But the first piece, we need 3 in total, but the first piece and the second piece are in this chapter, and here's the first one, just in that box. Alright, so next up we've got the second blue medallion for Destroy the Blue Medallions 2. Getting that merchant request, so we're starting just next to the merchant, and we're going to go opposite him and through this door. And this is along the main story path. An easy one to miss though. Just drop down here. All the way down. And we're going to need to just move back a little bit. And underneath the dock is where the medallion is, right there. Sneaky one. That's easy to miss. Next up we've got a yellow herb. It is in the little shack next to us on the left. This is right next to where the boat is. And also that hexagon puzzle I was talking about earlier is just there. It's in the room just next to that. Right there on the floor. Okay, so third blue medallion for Destroy the Blue Medallions 2 then. Starting off again just next to where the boat is. And that hexagon puzzle, we're going to go up the ladder this time. This is along the main story path that you'll have to take to go and get the boat fuel. But keep heading along here. Look out for enemies when you get into this area. There will be a ton. I've cleared a lot of them out. When Leon tries to walk across this platform, he'll fall through it. So if it's the first time you've come here, you'll fall through there and there'll be a bunch of enemies in this area. I've cleared them out for the moment, but watch out if it's the first time you've come here. All right, there's the third medallion then. At this point, you can turn around and get the third Viper. In this area in general, there's a bunch of Vipers. So if you need another one for the Viper Hunter, just take a look around this area until you find them. There are loads spawning, but that was my third one. Usually when you shoot that medallion, the Viper will spawn in just behind you. Yeah, just have a look around. Hopefully you can find it. So next up, we've got Blue Medallion number 4. For Destroy the Blue Medallions number 2. I'm going to come into the water all the way around here, and it's just hanging right there in between those pieces of wood. Alright, so next up we've got the Antique Pipe. This is a treasure. We're starting just outside that shack where we got that one blue medallion a little while ago. This is in the, is it the fishing village or something like that? Right around here. See that lantern hanging. And you can grab that. So next up we've got the 5th blue medallion, the last one for Destroy the Blue Medallions 2. Again, I'm starting back here by this little shack just for an easy point to figure out. Just in case anyone's using the timestamps. I know it's a bit frustrating to backtrack all the time. Watch out for the explosive that's planted there. You want to deactivate that. Come down here after you've jumped down and around, and there's the medallion. Yeah, I know it's a little bit jarring backtracking all the time, but I just want to make sure, just in case anyone's using timestamps, that they can easily figure out where I am and where they've got to go. So we're just outside the building where you pick up the boat fuel. And if you come down here and under this walkway, you can find this box with Hexagon Piece B in it. If you just followed me to get the medallions, it's literally right next to that. Next up, we've got another small key. You want to get all of these so you can get all the treasure. You will need to get them. We're outside the building with the boat fuel. Just to the left of that, if you're heading towards it, is a drawer with a small key in it. So now that you've picked up that small key, you can head back towards the merchant and unlock a drawer there that will get you this next treasure, which is the brass pocket watch. Again, if you don't have the small key, you can find one just to the left of the room with the boat fuel in it. If you're using timestamps, just backtrack and you can find that small key. Excuse me while I smash this box. Get myself some free loot. If you're on your way back here for the first time, you'll have a couple of enemies that spawn in. Watch out for the explosive that's planted here. You can either shoot it or deactivate it. So hop down. I just pretty much ignored the enemies here, I think, and just ran past them to get back to where we need to go. Yeah, you're pretty much going back on the story path, but instead of putting the fuel in the boat straight away, we're just going to quickly go and visit the area near the merchant. This guy was blocking my ladder to give him a quick roadhouse, and let's head up. You should be safe when you get to this point. I don't think anyone's going to follow you. So yeah, all the way back here, we need to swing a right when we get through this tunnel and head up the ladder towards the merchant. I almost went the wrong way here. Yeah, we're going over there. Okay, lots of backtracking. Almost finished with this chapter. We've got one more to get after this, which is pretty much just talking to the merchant and selling him the vipers that we found. Alright, let's go down. And drop down here. Go to the right when you reach the bottom of the ladder. And use the small key to open this drawer, and the brass pocket watch is just in there. So last but not least, we've just got to talk to the merchant and cash in our merchant requests and sell him the vipers so that we can finish the Viper Hunter merchant request. And that's the last one for chapter 3. Hopefully these videos are helping you out. I'll link around the playlist on screen and in the description for you for the other chapters if you're looking for those. If you're following these as they're coming out, I'll have the others coming very soon. Again, thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more videos linked somewhere for you. Have a great day, and until next time, take it easy.